Welcome back to Clem's Poor Man's Gourmet. I'm Clem, this is my kitchen, and today we're going to do a little experimenting with ramen. It's a poor man's food staple, but I think I've got a little spin we're going to put on it. Just sit back, relax, and maybe you'll come up with an idea or two yourself. So right now you're asking yourself, wonder what goes in a ramen bake? Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm making it easy for you. Obviously it takes some ramen. I'm going to take a few packs of ramen. I think I'm only going to need 3, but I got an extra one just in case. Next, the ground meat of your choice. I usually use ground pork because it's so cheap, but they didn't have any ground pork at the store today, so I went with ground sausage, which was the cheapest ground meat they had. We're also going to need to go back to our imitation singles. You'll see why here in a little bit. And finally, cheddar cheese soup. I don't know how I live without this stuff. This goes in so many poor man's recipes you would not believe it. So I've got a couple cans of that just in case. Now it's time to make this meal thing. So first things first, we're going to cook up our sausage. And just like any other meat, throw in the pan. We're going to brown it. We're going to drain the grease off. And then we're going to make some magic. As you can see, first step here, we're going to brown the sausage. And a whole pound of sausage is going to get us a long way for this recipe. So, and I'm hoping right here is where I'm going to use the time-lapse effect, so you don't have to sit here and watch this sausage cook. Ta-da! Now, through the magic of television, this pork is cooked. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and drain this in a colander, set it off to the side, because it's on to the next part of this project. Next, it's time to prepare our ramen. We're going to be using 3 packs of ramen, so we're going to throw about 6 cups of water in here. 3, 4, that's 6. I think close enough for government work. Since we're trying to boil this water, I'm also going to throw a little bit of sea salt in there to get the process started. Just a little bit. Because we know there's plenty of sodium in that ramen. And while we're waiting on our water to boil, we're going to go ahead and preheat the oven to about 450. That should be good. Why 450? Because I said so. There's no exact science. You want it higher, you want it lower. It's all up to you. But stop watching that pot. I want this to boil. Alright, now that we've got a nice boil going, we're going to go ahead and throw in the ramen. Like I said, we're going to do 3 packs. It's going to take about 3 minutes to boil this ramen down to what we need it to. But again, through the magic of television, you're not going to have to wait. Alright, it's been about 3 minutes. We're going to give this one last stir. Shut off the heat. What we're going going to do here is we're going to drain off some of this excess water. Now, if you're going for more of a ramen soup, you might keep the water on there, but we're not going for that today. Be careful when you're draining off this water, because right now, I'm burning myself pretty badly. But what can you do? And like I said, I don't want to drain off all the water, because I am going to add these flavor packets in here. But Clem, why are you adding flavor packets when you're going to be adding meat and cheese to the whole ordeal? Well, it cuts down on me needing to season this. Why season something that comes with its own seasonings, you know? Not to mention, as much as I love the cheddar cheese soup from Campbell's, it's a little bland. So a little beef flavor ain't gonna hurt. Alright, so that's the 3 packs of beef flavor. Let's get it good and stirred in. Alright. Now we're gonna go ahead and stir in our sausage. Now for the cheddar cheese soup. And the cheddar cheese soup is another reason we left some of the water in there, because you need to dilute it just a little bit. Stir the soup in there. At this juncture, you may be wondering, do we need the second can of cheddar cheese soup? Obviously, the answer is no. But, come on, you can't go wrong with more cheese. Unless you're lactose intolerant. Which I am. And we'll cover that in another episode. A little bit more of a stir, get that last bit of that cheese sauce in there. Now me, I like a little hot sauce and stuff, so we're going to put a little bit of Cholula in here because, frankly, you can't go wrong with Cholula. Not using a lot, not trying to kick up the heat too much. Just brings a little of the flavor out. Get it good and stirred in there. And now, it's time to make it a bake. As you see, the oven just preheated. I'm going to take our little mixture, put it into my pan. So now you're saying, but Clem, what about the other things that you told us we were going to use? You mean like our imitation symbols? Now you can use as many or as few as you want. I think I'm going to go with 4. Because I really see this as being 4 servings. So every serving gets a slice. Oh, and this other pack of ramen, we're going to crunch this up and make it like fancy people food. I mean, really, if you want, you could use breadcrumbs. You could use French's onions. I just figured since I had ramen around, it'd be great. And now, it's time to go in the oven. I think it's time for one of those magical TV moments. So it's been about 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and see what we got. Oh no, don't that look tasty. That's going to go in the outtakes reel. Now obviously we're going to have to let this cool for a little while, but I think we have a pretty tasty finished product ahead of us. I'd like to thank you for stopping by again. This is Clem's Poor Man's Gourmet, and that's delicious.